Alright, so this is going to be the Battle Cup replay analysis for this past week's game. I'm going to do the same thing as last week, or as the last video, and just do everybody all in one go, as opposed to making 5 hour-long videos. Alright, so this week we ran a couple new guys. We gave them their preferred positions. So one new guy was on mid, one new guy was on offlane, and then the three veterans were on 1, 4, and 5. So for bans, first round, as always, we ended up just target banning comfort heroes from their Overwolf. So there was a Coddle support spammer, a Zeus spammer, I think a Drow was the third ban. It's not showing up for some reason on the video, but I think that's a Drow spot right there. So we ended up just taking out the heroes that they like to spam a little bit. For our support, we ended up taking that Dazzle first. So once we saw the Vengeful Spirit, I decided we were going to take the 5 first, and I was actually leaning towards Witch Doctor. The team didn't like the Witch Doctor because of the Venge, thinking that the Venge was going to, interrupt the ult or something. Which really isn't a big of an issue because the Venge stun and swap range is fairly short. So by the time Witch Doctor gets his Death Ward ult down, you should be able to Glimmer Cape. But the team wanted Dazzle, and that was unfortunate because then we didn't plan on the Dazzle initially, so we didn't ban an Axe, and they immediately took that. The Axe isn't as big of a problem, or shouldn't be a big of a problem in the lane. The Culling Blade going through Grave is an issue, but of course, by the time you get level 6, your lane should be pretty well decided. And in lane, the Poison Touch kind of ruins Axe. So I'm really interested to see why that lane went so poorly as it did in the game here. You'll see. But the Dazzle unfortunately just didn't stabilize the save lanes we hoped it would. So we took Kunkka for the offlaner. That was just a comfort pick for him. This is, I guess, his most played or his favorite offlaner, which is fine. I didn't mind the Kunkka at all. Against the Axe Venge, that's good. I was telling him that we probably want to go an Ag Scepter for the Torrent Storm in the game. And he ended up buying it like third or something, so it was a really late Torrent Storm, and I think he only got to use it once, like after we'd already lost the game, and he just kind of threw it for fun. But I don't think we actually used the Torrent Storm once in any of the real team fights. So that was a pretty big issue, and we'll see that later. So yeah, the Drow, it's showing up now. Let's replay Gitch, but basically target ban the Drow, the Jug, and I think the last one is I think it's Sven. I think he was a Jug spammer, a Sven spammer, and then that pushed him to a Spectre, which was like his 4th best hero or something, which is fine. So at this point, we're looking for our supports because there's no stun on the Dazzle, and the Kunkka stun isn't always reliable, especially if, especially not early. You want to get the X marks and then bring them back with the Torrent. So I wanted something with immediate disables, especially for the Axe. You figure Axe blinks in and calls people, and we don't have a support to interrupt that because the Dazzle don't have a stun. So I took Lion here, so I could basically disable the Axe twice for like 6 seconds and basically save whoever he was calling, ideally. Yeah, so we take out the Sven. I pick Axe or Lion here. Speed this up a bit. I think they took, what was their other support? Something generic. I don't remember now, but it wasn't anything surprising. Ogre, that's right. Okay. And the Ogre's fine. It makes sense. Strong laner, but not a real big deal for us. Okay, so at this point in the draft, I am leaning heavily towards an illusion carry. And so I actually am talking with the mid at this point to pick the mid hero early. The mid wanted Riki, but was afraid that the Riki was going to get counterpicked. So I was asking him what his next best hero was going to be, or his next preferred choice was. He said Medusa, and we ended up picking that, which I think was not in line with the way our draft was going. That was a mistake on my part. But we ended up giving him what he wanted, and so we went with the Medusa, and the Medusa ended up being more of our carry in the end. We just played, the mid as a position 1, and our safe lane as a position 2, even though that wasn't well communicated during the game. And of course, that ruins my plan of going like Naga or PL for the safe lane carry for ourselves. We saw there was a Wraith King, and then we thought Dusa was going to get picked by them. So the Dusa was also halfway a denied pick, although I didn't really want the Dusa for ourselves. I thought it would simply be better for us to take out the Dusa with like a diffusal carry, because they banned the AM, and that's what made the team think they were going to take the Dusa. So I'm not sure if that was what they were going for. Didn't really get a good feel for that. Dusa would have been okay for them, but I really think Naga would have crushed it. Our safe lane carry is a Naga spammer, so it would have been a comfort pick for him. I think it would have given us an excellent way to reset the fights, especially off the axe call if everyone's out of position, and then the Kunkka boat and the Torrent Storm on top of the Naga would have been great. But we ended up going with the Dusa, which ended up, the team not wanting to play Naga later. I still wanted it after the Medusa pick for our fifth. And I was hoping the Dusa would go, a less greedy, more active build while the Naga goes farm. But we ended up picking a pick-off hard lane carry in a Slark. And the Slark didn't have a game at all. So the Slark didn't get to, go hunting for people and build up stacks. And so we basically put everything on Dusa, and Dusa was competing with both Kunkka and Slark for farm in the jungle towards the later game. So we kind of shot ourselves in the foot in the draft here. I think we lost the draft pretty badly because of that. So yeah, we see the Spectre, and I like that fine. It doesn't bother me with the Lion, the Dazzle, and the Kunkka. I think we have plenty to handle the Spectre here. But the Spectre wasn't really the game deciding issue here. So yeah, we take out the PL since we've now picked the Dusa, and I'm still trying to talk the team into Naga at this point. The player actually wanted Slark instead, and the team did, so the team gave him Ban Viper. I don't think we were leaning Viper anyway. They probably thought Dusa was a safe lane carry, and that we were still looking for a mid player here, which we should have considered doing ourselves. So they take the Invoker, it's fine, and we took Slark, and the Slark pick really sort of hurt us on the magical damage here. Especially with Kunkka also going physical. I think Kunkka's first big item was Assault Cuirass instead of Ags. So, we'll see. Oh, let me go ahead and pull up the strats window here. So, according to this, we are behind for the first, 28 minutes, at which point Dire starts to pull ahead. And late game, we should have a strong win rate, which, sounds about right looking at that draft. But the problem was, I think this game ended in like 30-some minutes anyway, so we never got to this super late part where the Medusa is going to catch up. We ended up losing our lane so badly in the 20 to 30-minute range that we were forced back into our own jungle. We had a couple ganks that kind of faltered, and we just got closed out on. But according to this, all three lanes are in favor of the Radiant side, which is unfortunate. That doesn't actually work here. So we are at a bit of a disadvantage. I don't think the draft was particularly good for us. Alright, let's go and turn that back. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing, player perspective, all four. We'll start with the 5 and work our way up to the 1. Alright, so looks like Dazzle's got 3 sets of tangos, Sav, and 2 mangoes. Okay, 3's a lot. I like it. No Blightstone, no Ring of Bassi, so
Friends,
just going straight
skirmish. Friends,
straight regen.
Skirmish.
I would have gone for the Blightstone and then built into like an early medallion, but against the axe, maybe the regen was just more heavily prioritized, which is fine. This doesn't seem like a bad start. Alright, what's going on here? Got a head, Slark is here. What does your buddy Slark have? 2 sets of tangos and stats. That's alright, seems pretty typical. So this is kind of silly. I don't know why you're standing on that side. Maybe you're posturing just to secure the room, but now you can't see anything. And now you're both running away, so that's kind of weird. You postured and then ran. Looks like you're gonna get him. Okay. Why did they pause? Not sure. What's Axe got? Axe is 2 sets of tangos, Sav, armor. That's about right. And then the ogre's got Orb of Venom. Okay. Yep, seems good. So you got poison on both, but I don't think this ends particularly well unless Slark. It's a lot of stats. He's only got 3. Why is Slark looking at the fountain? I don't get that. Okay, how long is this pause for? I don't remember. It was a pretty long pause. Okay, here you go. You guys are both hitting the same target. You should have kept attacking. There's no reason to walk away. Now you should change targets. Change target. Okay, good hits. Walk uphill. Get the hit. Hit. Okay, you took too many steps there. You should have right-clicked him a couple more times. That was a mistake. Slark is probably stop diving at this point. You should actually probably just salve him, depending on how low he gets. Axes use his salve. That's bad. Good cancel. Slark is still running. He's probably going to get battle hungered again as he goes uphill. You should use your poison here. I don't know why you're not poisoning him. That's a mistake. Okay, so you waited a really long time to do that. Yeah, so that was really bad. I think you missed a lot of right clicks. Let me go back and see here. You probably could have right clicked a lot faster there. Let's speed up here. Okay, so right here, walking backwards, that's a mistake. Right click, that's fine. He's going uphill. Change targets. This is a mistake. You need to start hitting the ogre. Okay, you got one more hit on him. That's fine. But yeah, there's no reason to walk away. So I don't know why you walked away from the ogre there. You actually want to be body blocking the ogre so that Slark can get more hits. Because if you basically zigzag your character in front of the ogre, Slark gets free hits and this ogre probably dies. But because you walked away from him for some weird reason, looks like he's not going to take nearly as much damage. Alright, when do you get your poison back? Alright, so you cancel the salve, that's good. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so right here you should be poisoning. So he's chasing the Slark. He's definitely trying to get one more battle hunger. Slark is low. You should have used the poison on him this entire time. And that's why Slark dies. So Slark should not have actually died there. And that was just a pretty bad misplay. Alright, moving on. Okay, that was a missed deny. Got the last hit though, that's fine. What is this debuff? Headdress, okay. Why does it say headdress? Slark got a headdress. No. Why do you have a headdress aura? I don't get it. Alright, whatever. Yeah, you didn't bring any wards to this, or you didn't bring any sentries to this lane, which is unfortunate. I don't know if that blocked or not. I can't tell. Poison, keep hitting them, keep hitting them. Yep, he's still ticking down the poison. Keep resetting it. Yeah, there you go. Definitely don't want to let him get away without resetting the poison constantly. This is actually really good harass. So this is going really well. Good. So you did your animation canceling on the backswing. Stepped in between. That's good. The ward isn't blocked. I can't tell if it's blocking your camp. Okay, it is. So you should have brought a sentry to deward that. That's a shame, because now you're not going to get a pull for probably like the 3 or 4 minute mark now. Even if you have a sentry coming out right now. Which you don't. Right? Your stash. Yeah, so you should be playing on the other side of these trees too. You're just kind of sitting behind the lane, unfortunately. Way out of position here. This is bad. So not having a ward there means you can't explore this far. Yeah, you're way dead. Okay. So when I'm saying play on the other side of the trees, what you want to do is you really want to cut one of these trees over here. Here, let me just move to it. So when you're playing in this lane, you really want to be able to duck onto both sides of this lane pretty easily. So, oops, I actually can't. Oh, because it's edge pan. Ah, right. So you want to be able to cut basically this tree right here, this tree, or this tree. Well, those are terrible circles, but you know what I mean. This one right here, that one, and that one, and this one's gone, so that's good. So you ended up getting rid of that one, but you also want to kill off these two trees with your tangos. And again, you don't have to bring like a quelling blade to hit those, but you just want to be able to use them when you're going to use a tango normally, and eat those trees on the side, because then when you kill those trees off, you're basically giving yourself escape paths to be able to run back and forth in between the tree lines. So you can come down to this side of the line, harass a little bit, and then when you start to get pressure like that and both of them show up, then you tuck back into the wave. But because you were like way down here and you had no vision, you were too far to get back. You really only want to be kind of in this area right here at the triangle. You can see this way, you can see that way. There's nowhere they're going to flank you. But when you were right here, they both popped out of the trees and got you. So that was unfortunate. Definitely want to play a little more on the side. Not sure what you're looking at. Perspectives here. Okay. Okay, you're gonna go D-Ward, which is good. You're gonna miss the 3-minute mark because you're a little behind. Observer first is a bad idea, so he probably saw you do that. Okay. So because you planted the observer first, he had an observer ward here, so he saw you. If he was checking your inventory, he watched you run up here and watch the ward disappear from your inventory. Because it's not a sentry, he didn't see where it was planted, but just you being here and then having the observer ward disappear means if he was paying attention, he knows that there's now an observer ward here, in addition to the sentry. But sometimes they're not going to come back and re-kill the sentry because it's not worth using a sentry to kill a sentry sometimes. But because he knows there's an observer, you're absolutely going to get this ward lost. So that's kind of an issue. Alright, so you do get the D ward, that's good. Hit walk. You probably should have changed targets before this. Slark's in a bad spot now. He needs to stop hitting and pounce away. There you go. You should be giving him some tangos. What's he down to? 3? Okay, I guess he's still eating his. That's fine. Thought he'd be eating more of his, but I think he's just taking a lot of damage from the axe spins. Yeah, so you're now way behind. So you've missed. This is going to be your third potential pull that you've missed because you didn't bring a sentry. So not having a sentry for that small camp or to de-ward the small camp was game or lane losing here. There's a clarity. You need to pop that clarity and go contest that. Yep, and now he's here. Deny your own ward. Okay. So the idea there is once he gets the first hit on your observer ward, you definitely want to get the second hit so that he doesn't get the gold from the observer. You basically gave the observer away for free, which is unfortunate because the one right click you got on him wasn't worth very much. You did 30 damage, but you could have prevented his team from getting another 150 or however much gold from the observer. You need a poison. Okay, you don't have it. That's fine. You should heal as soon as Slark gets the wave. That was a wasted poison. He's not going to die right there, or he should. This is bad. So the heal was late, and probably dead. Yep. Okay. So with a poison there, you don't want to use it while he's running away. So let's go back to this. So your guy's here. Okay, this is okay. So right here, this is a good spot to poison because Axe is diving under a tower. He's going to take some hits from the Slark as he gets hit by the building here. This is a good time to slow him down and get a couple extra hits. But what you really don't want to do is poison he's running away because as he's getting away, Slark is low. He's not going to do anything. This guy's almost full health. There's absolutely no reason to use Poison Touch because now you're basically baiting your Slark to dive into him with half health when he's almost full to try and get a couple hits during poison. He's running away. The support's right there. All the creeps in the wave is right there. It's just not a good time to use poison. You should be using it defensively or when he's out of position. But he wasn't out of position. Slark commits for this. Looks like you were running the wrong way, and then feeds to death. So I actually don't think that it was a counter pick in the Axe that cost you guys this lane. This is looking bad for other reasons. 5 minutes. So you noticed it when when the light went out, but now Ogre is obviously going to beat you. So because Ogre's ahead of you. I'm actually curious to see if you actually get one. If you get one, that's fine. But, okay, you get one and you die. So that probably wasn't worth it. Yeah. Let's see, 50 each, so that was actually just barely worth it. You got a tiny little bit of a profit for suiciding for that, so that's fine. But once you saw the ogre beat you to the night room and you were out of position, you should have just gone ahead and let it go, because you were too late. Volume's way too high. You should stay in the lane and then basically harass the axe while ogre goes for the runes and try and stabilize the lane here. You still haven't side pulled once for your small camp. Even though you dewarded it like 3 minutes, you're still fighting lane. Like, what was that hit? Why did you even just throw a right click on that creep? That was wasted. Now it's 6 minutes. You've missed another stack. You could have double stacked the small camp or the hard camp, either one. Ogre's down here exploring, probably putting a ward that you didn't see. So this is overall not really going well. It's good that you bought a bunch of wards. You bought 4, but you're just not getting much value. Now Slark is getting pressured in lane, and you're sort of out of... Which is fine if Slark is getting the extra experience, but he's so far behind, I don't think that's as big of a deal. Axe is 6, Slark is 5. So now your grave is not as valuable. You didn't even skill the grave, so I guess that's fine. Which is okay, I like that. I think maxing your heal would be more value right there. You revealed that you had a ward at that point. You should hit that again, that's good. Alright, poison right there. You should have poisoned the axe while he was out of position. Axe was in front of 2 of your own creeps and the Slark. You could have both gone on the axe right there. Now you're just going to get run out of position. See, if you poisoned him, Slark would have caught up, he would have pounced, and the 2 of you would have beaten Axe to death. Slark is still trying. Alright, poison, turn around poison, that's way late. You're still not using it. Okay. So that was an extremely late poison. But it looks like it's still going to work out just fine. Mostly because the lion showed up to add more stuns. But you did run too far into the tower. You didn't have to go quite as far as you did up into the tower here. Alright, lion is still here for some reason. You gotta heal. You should actually be using your salve on Slark. Slark is down to 200 out of 800 health, and you've got this salve. This salve is worthless in your inventory if you don't get to use it in the early game. Like, the whole point of this salve is to stabilize your safe laner and give him all of his health back in a time like this. So, like, the whole point of buying a salve is to give it to him right now. So I don't know what you're saving it for, because it's definitely not to heal yourself. That was a weird failed attempt at a stack. I don't know what happened there. Lion's probably dead, so you roam there for nothing. Did you block the camp with that? I'm not sure. Not a big deal either way. Poison this guy. Poison is good. Use your nuke. So you should have nuked right there. If you had thrown your Shadow Wave because all the creeps were behind you, you would have gotten a 4 times hit off of the Shadow Wave. That's fine. Still get the kill. So it all works out. You need to eat one of those tangos. You're a little low. Like 300 health low. Axe is back. You should have left and you should have stacked. There was no reason for you to stay in that clump of trees right there doing nothing. So this should be you stacking one of these 2 camps. Looks like Slark is going to stack it for you. But ideally, Slark should not be doing your job. You gotta stack those yourself. Now that you've missed it, you should actually stay at that small camp and pull it. So this wave is way too far ahead. So this wave is in terrible position. You've got this way down here. This is good for Axe. Slark is stacking for you in the hard camp. You should be standing right here. Like, Slark isn't going to get pressured. He's got the ward right here. He's going to see if anyone dives him. This lane is lost. You could sap a little bit of experience, but that's not great. And then the next wave is going to come up and it's going to get fucked over here just the same. You need to be standing right here, and you need to aggro these creeps in about 5 seconds, and then walk them out this way, get them over this side of the hill, and then basically have the creeps meet the lane camp right there. Because if you could pull, you would wipe out this wave, or probably get about half of it. You probably kill 2 creeps if you let these guys do all the damage and deny them early. And you get them way over here so that if for some reason Ogre still has another ward like up here in this area out of range of this sentry down here, he won't really see it because you're going to be fighting the creeps over in this kind of hallway. So just a little tip on what to be doing right now. Alright. Instead, you're just kind of standing in the wave. Poison right there. So you didn't poison, and that was a huge mistake. So it's 2v1 right here. Slark is coming up. Axe was running into you. The ogre's nowhere to be seen. You should have poisoned him already. That would have been a lot more damage. You would have slowed him down a little bit, so you could have gotten further away and maybe baited him like up here in front of the tower. Now Slark is in a really awkward spot. You need to turn around, poison them both, and then probably heal the Slark. There's the poison. Throw the heal. Throw the heal. He's missing half of his life. You need to heal right now, especially while they're next to him, so they also take damage. You're still not healing them. You're just running away without healing. Without healing. You're probably going to grave him and just get him killed anyway, because grave doesn't do anything. Okay, so now he's fucking. Oh, he called the wrong creep. Oh, wow. So that was a huge mistake right there. So Axe wasted his ult, culled a creep, Slark still lives, and you're still holding your shallow grave. And you didn't use it to save him. And you could have, because Axe wasted his fucking culling blade. So that was really unfortunate. I don't think this lane is an outdraft here. There's just a lot of support things that you could have done differently to have won the lane. Alright, so now you're dead still. Coming back to the same lane. That's fine. Axe is way ahead. Let's see. Another level. This is awkward. Slark should not be diving there. He's basically fucked now. So that's a combination of the Slark thinking he's a lot stronger than he is, and you know, being behind him. Like maybe that play like that works if he's even, but you guys aren't even. Now you're way behind. You're about to get sunstruck. Well, that worked somehow. You need to grave yourself. Grave yourself. Okay, so I'm not really sure what happened right there. You just kind of like waddled in this area. You had a heal, and you had a thing that could have saved you from anything but the Culling Blade, and instead you just ticked out to Battle Hunger. So you must have been like looking off screen or something. But that was just a freebie. Like you died for absolutely nothing. I don't understand that. I think the laning replay on the P5 here is probably not done. You're still not even 6, which is a surprise. Checking for a ward there, that's reasonable, not the worst. Kunkka's up here farming this lane. Looks like it disappeared. And you're just hanging out, so there's no reason for you to be hanging out in the wave back here. Like, yeah, if Kunkka gets ganked, you run up and you heal him and grave him, but when that's not happening, you should be back in the jungle stacking, or taking the waves for yourself, or pulling. You know, because Kunkka can one-shot the wave, he doesn't need the rest of the creeps to help him. So yeah, go stack, go pull, this is good. Alright, so you got one stack. Medusa didn't go for it, so you should ping Medusa and tell her that the stack is at the next one, but whatever. Alright, looks like you're TPing for a big fight. Okay, you should have thrown your poison now. You're still holding it. So you TP'd in, you got scared, you ran away, and you still haven't cast a single spell yet. You didn't poison anyone, you didn't heal anybody. That was an okay heal, but you know, you're basically by yourself at this point. You never threw the poison. You should have used that as soon as you finished the TP. So a lot of efficiencies there. Alright, so I think yeah, we're just going to go ahead and end the P5 there. 240 some, okay. Now we'll watch from the perspective of Lion. Lion's me. I sucked, so there's not really a lot of reason to watch this, but okay. What is this actually? Okay. So Lion has Windlace to try and move faster, a lot of regen. Kunkka has a little bit of regen and Bracer. Okay. Not terrible. This is good harass, chasing out the Spectre. It's actually a surprising good amount of harass. Spectre's half-life already. Okay, so that was probably attempted a double stun, which I think only got one of them. That's fine. Sitting here is okay because the wave hasn't populated yet. So if this was past 1 minute and there was a camp here, I would be trying to side pull it. But since there's no camp yet, it's fine to just sit here and try and get the stun, the extra harass. It's actually a lot of damage on the Spectre this early, which is good. Now I'm looking to check Okay, body block the small camp. That sounds good. And I need to check to see if my camp spawns. I didn't check. That's a mistake. Maybe I just thought Kunkka was doing something early. Stun right here. Nope. Stun here. This is actually a good stun too. Why am I not stunning? This is... I don't know. That was a mistake. Okay, if I make this pull, then that's fine. Maybe I didn't want to get into a fight so I can make the pull. Okay, that's fine. I need to stay there and make sure that these get denied. Alright, denying these. That was a good stun and the last hit. Some free harass. It's actually going pretty well for us. What's the, Spectre's actually behind the Kunkka by a good bit, so that's nice. Probably dead here. Okay, the Sav makes sense. Should use the Clarity while I was running away too, because I had the Clarity and I'm so low mana, I could have gotten most of the value of the Clarity out. See the Courier, I should probably be running for that Courier. I think that's what I'm about to do. Ah, I screwed it up. Alright, that's fine. Interrupt the pull, that's good too. Missed that pull, which is a shame. It's a lot of good harassing revenge. So we're definitely ahead on bottom so far. This is really good. Kunkka's about 100 ahead of the Spectre. I'm 400 ahead of the Venge. So it's a huge advantage. Okay, should have gone for that last hit with the stun. That was a mistake. I should get a last hit and deny here. These are easy. Okay. Actually, now I'm gonna try to go for the last hit, which is fine. Spectre will take 2 hits to get that. That looks like he blocked the camp. I don't know if I noticed that. Trying to stun here or connect? Do both. Okay, that's a shame. Spectre did get the last hit here. Stun and steal both. Missed the deny. That was a good last hit. Get that small one. Okay, that's good. More free harass on the Spectre. Going straight Tranks. It's a little greedy, but this lane is so far ahead that it's worth it. Good kill on the Venge. And now we need to pressure the Spectre while Venge is gone. Yep. That's a shame that Torrent missed, but it was a good thought. And going for runes. Alright, makes sense. Grab a rune. Tranks now. Yeah, so bottom lane we're actually comfortably ahead now with the Kunkka, I think. Kunkka is 700 ahead of the Spectre, that's huge. Venge is still dirt poor. Yeah, we don't have anything else to go from there. That's fine. Pull around, try and reset the equilibrium. Didn't get as many hits out as I thought, and the Venge has been missing for a while. Okay, there we go. Let's say I haven't seen him for a sec. Dagger comes out. We should be moving more. Okay, that's a shame. I thought we could do more damage to the Spectre, so I probably overstayed right there, and didn't realize the Sunstrike was going to come in. Oh, almost on this. Almost got the Spectre. It'd be fun if we get some. That's a shame. Still dead. Alright. Oh, that's right. I go up to help with the axe. Stun and drain. In case he's got like another call. Slow him a little bit. That's good. I probably stayed up top because I thought that these guys were doing worse, and bottom was doing so ridiculously well. Kunkka's now way ahead. 3,200 against 2 grand. Okay, so Kunkka's got 1,200 gold lead over this Spectre. So that's a great advantage. This is a shame. I'm probably dead here. Trying to gank the Invoker. It was a nice thought, but Invoker just barely gets away. Wow, no health at all. It was a weird boat. Camps, come out of position, I'm dead. That was just me trying to de-ward. They probably saw me somewhere, so greedy. It was an unnecessary death on my part. straight for the Blink Dagger. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford that. Probably the ideal plan. Good kill on the Spectre. More runes. Alright, I think the laning here is done. So we can go back and watch from the P3 perspective now. Alrighty. Position 3. Kunkka. Alright, so straight for Bracer. That's not ideal, but it's a way to do it. And I brought a lot of regen, so he's probably figuring I'm going to take a lot of harass. I can feed him. Oh, excuse me, some regen. So that's fine. One set of tangos. Pretty generic. Would have preferred to get part of the Bracer and a little bit more small stuff first, but see how the build goes.
Let us skirmish.
Alrighty. Alright, so Lion gets a deep sneaky ward. Should be a big pause coming up here in a second. Not looking at items, so I don't think he's checked what Orange has yet. Here's Venge. Look at what Venge has. Okay, so he also has Torrent first, which I guess works out really well if Lion combos the stun. Okay, Lion did, so that's good. Double hit. And this is the pause, but the Torrent was a little iffy, but comboing it with the reliable Lion stun does give you a nice double, so that worked out okay. But the lane is going to be a little weaker now without the Tidebringer advantage in the beginning, because you really want to get the extra hits and harass in lane. But we'll see. Level 1 Torrent is really a support Kunkka kind of thing. Okay. Lane's going weird. Line's going to harass. Looks like Kunkka's going to try and block, which is a shame, because if he blocks and the creep... Okay, so the thing about this is if you block this lane in the off lane as Dire, you are basically screwing yourself over, because the creeps are then going to end up right outside of tower range here. Whereas if you let the creeps run full speed, they're actually going to get to the tower, if these guys block at all, which looks like they are, before, and Lion stun them, before these creeps from the Radiant side do. So you could get this entire wave denied in the tower. But because Kunkka's blocking here, what you're doing is you're screwing our equilibrium over, because now the creeps are going to stop outside of tower range, and this is perfect equilibrium for them. Okay, so yeah, this is outside of tower range. It probably ends right here, and this is absolutely ideal for Spectre. So this is a huge fuck up. If we had let the creeps run full speed, they would have ended right about here. The tower would be hitting them, and this whole line would be dead right now, and the next wave would push up. So really on Dire, you should never block the offlane creeps unless you know for absolute certain that something else is happening with this other team where they're not going to be able to block, and your support isn't going to be able to stun or slow them down in any way themselves. But if the enemy team blocks, and you can see because of this ward, or if your support slows them down in any way, you need to let them run full speed so that they can get denied by the tower. Alright, enough of that. You're going for last hits, which is good. You got Torrent and no Tidebringers, so the harass is a little low. Not going to get that one, that's fine. You should have torrented that creep right there, so there's no reason not to torrent that creep. That was a freebie. You're holding on to the mana for I don't know what. Maybe hoping Lion gets a stun, but really you need to use your spell to secure that range creep. Right here you need to deny this. You need to aggro this wave back. So because Lion left for a little bit, you need to aggro one of these heroes, bring the creeps back to you. Good harass on the Venge. Deny that. That's a miss. Okay, you still got it. Prep one of those creeps. Alright, that's fine, just get it anyway. You're gonna miss this deny here. They're gonna get this one because you're probably... Oh, okay. Spectre didn't hit it, that's weird. So Spectre should have denied that on you, but that worked out nice. There's no reason for you to hit this creep at all. I don't know why you're doing it. That's fine. You could have brought that back. See, now you've... Okay, see, that's a waste. So you cleave that whole wave for basically nothing. You get a tiny little bit of damage on the Spectre. Now you're bringing it under the tower, and now the reverse is happening of what I was talking about. Your tower is going to clean up this whole wave of creeps, and now you're going to shove the whole wave right back into the enemy side. So if you had let the creeps just die or basically, not die, but basically stop moving and tanked them a little bit outside of tower range, you would have had perfect equilibrium right here. But by bringing them back to tower, now you've fucked over your own equilibrium, because you're going to kill these creeps too quickly, and they're going to push back out, and the next wave is going to meet somewhere down here. So that's just it's just bad creep management. All right. Lion's doing his harassing thing while you're doing that, which is fine, because Lion is basically distracting these other two. Okay, so that's good. You want to be careful that you don't hit the range creep if you're not prepared to save it yourself. So you want to try and hit the wave from an angle. You don't want to Tidebringer down the lane. You want to run to the side and Tidebringer across to the left or the right while catching the Spectre. In this case, he's not going to deny the range creep. That was a very optimistic Torrent. The Spectre wasn't even close to running that far, so that was weird. But that was a wasted Torrent. There you go. Should be an easy deny right there. Deny that one. That's a huge miss. Stop looking at your last hit. So you basically tried to last hit it, but you were like 4 last hits away. Missed it completely. You're going to miss this one too. Okay, you got that one. So you missed like 3 last hits there. But you did get a lot of damage on the Spectre, so that's fine. Good Torrent to try and cancel the Salve. Not going to make it, but you should still cancel it with the Tidebringer. Tidebringer right now. Cancel the Salve. Good. That's excellent. Stay close. You should be getting more of those last hits. You're running away for nothing. So Spectre is low, and he's hiding behind his tower. Venge is nowhere to be seen. You should not be running in this area. You should be right here, standing behind these creeps, ready to last hit. The tower is going to aggro to the closest thing to it, assuming you're not attacking the Spectre. So the tower is going to hit these creeps right here. If you stand right here by like this pink flower patch, the tower is not going to strike you next. So you can stand there in tower range and be ready to last hit some of those creeps without any threat of taking more damage. You still got all 3 tangos, but that's fine. You're only like short less than 200. That's not a big deal. Lion's doing his thing. You should have cut this tree on the side so you can side pull. Now, since Lion's out of position, you could have stacked that camp or pulled it, but now you're just dancing here. This last 15 seconds, you were standing in this area doing absolutely nothing. You should have either stacked the hard camp over here, you should have pulled the camp over into the wave, or basically one of those 2 things. But you're you're clicking in a circle, which looks silly, but you're really just wasting your time dancing that whole, zone. You're probably not leeching any XP. And now you're still dancing around. Good harass here, good damage. Good idea not to chase, that worked out perfectly. Lion's gonna pull, that's excellent. Do not hit these yet, bring them all the way back. Okay, Lion missed most of it, but that's fine. Wasted. Okay, so you cleave that right there, and you brought this range creep so low that they just denied that for you. So you just lost a range creep for nothing because you decided to cleave the entire wave. There's no reason for you to ever use Tidebringer. I've also noticed you keep this on autocast. Tidebringer should not be on autocast ever in the lane. You should Alt-W this and take it off, and you should be manually deciding when to use Tidebringer or when to use a regular right-click. If you're autocasting, you don't really pay attention all the time. You don't have control when it's going to decide to cleave, and you're just going to do too much damage like that for no reason. Against heroes, it's always good. You want a lot of damage, but that's a shame. See, now you're hitting these guys for no reason. So right now, there is no reason for you to be hitting these creeps. You need to be pulling these creeps back towards your tower because your wave's up here. You want to run back to your tower range, hold your Alt key, see the range ring of the tower, and then stand right outside it and let these creeps just smack you in the ass for a little bit because that's fine. They're doing like 10 damage to you. It's not a big deal. But if you stand right there, the tower is going to not hit them. Your creeps are going to run up. Their creeps are going to run up behind you. And then the whole wave is going to meet right here. And you can control the equilibrium way back here. Spectre's going to be too scared to run all the way up here and try and contest creeps here. So Spectre's just going to hang back and lose out on more farm and XP. But you fighting the creeps for no reason down here just means the entire wave is going to be further down when they meet, or you're actually just going to fucking clean this whole wave, and then there's going to be no creeps, and then your creeps are going to again push way too far past, and they're going to give Spectre another chance to get some more farm. You want these creeps to deny as many of your own creeps from the next wave as you can, and by trying to farm them early and as fast as you can, you're wasting that opportunity. So, all right, enough on that. Yeah. Okay, so it's good. You brought him back a little bit. Don't Tidebringer this. Nope. See, that was a huge mistake. It's cute that you were able to just like wipe out all 4 creeps at once, and you probably like, oh, that's cool. But that's kind of a screw up if Lion doesn't connect this pull, because then all these creeps are going to start pushing back in. You really need to let them deny, and you only should be using Tidebringer to either A, get last hits that you're going to miss otherwise, or to hit the heroes standing behind the wave. Because again, now these creeps are meeting way up here, and this is terrible position. So Spectre and Venge are going to love playing right here because they're right next to their tower, and Lion can't, get a stun and a nice slow while they're running away for a lot of harass. So you're playing terrible equilibrium. That was probably a good thought. You were probably trying to hit the Venge with that, and that wouldn't have been a bad issue. You need to finish this range creep though. If Venge denies this on you, it's a huge screw up. So Venge tried to, but you saved it. No X marks, no X marks. Okay, go for the Venge instead. That's a kill. Alright, so that's good. And Spectre and Venge are doing terrible, so it's really not a big deal that you're pushing the equilibrium as much as you are. But you're definitely, like right there, there's another Tidebringer you didn't need to hit, because now you're forcing it. Now, you should be Tidebringing right there, because the Tidebringer there would hit on one creep, kill it, and hit the Spectre behind it. So that was actually a time to use Tidebringer. And now you've turned autocast off when you actually wanted to be able to use it, which is kind of funny. Yep, you danced the circle there, you missed a free last hit. That was pretty inefficient. Okay, so again, you're angling your cleave to hit that range creep, and Spectre's paying attention, and he's getting every single one of those, and you're really messing that up. You're missing a lot of XP, and you and Lion are probably a full level, or maybe at least half a level lower than you should be because of all the range creeps you've given up for free. Alright, let's see what else happens. Alright, playing back here, you're going to Tidebringer him, of course. Alright, good hit there. I mean, your net worth is excellent. Spectre's 2k and you're 2.5k, so that's fantastic. But you really should have more CS and denies. Really, you're just missing on the deny. So 24, that's good. Spectre has 20. You only have 1 deny, so that's terrible. As an Archon level offlaner, you should be able to deny a lot better than that. The fact that you've only denied 1 creep in the last 6.5 minutes is a really bad stat for you. That's like a Herald level thing. So if you work on that, your laning is going to go way up. Because if you can get that stat to about 8 or 10, and really you're so uncontested in this lane, you should be like 25 and 10. You would be way ahead, and you'd win a lot more games if you learned how to deny. Alright, good Torrent, out of vision. Hit, Lion is probably still dead, Lion needs to run. Fairy Fire, it's a shame. You're not using your Tidebringer here, so in 2 of those hits, you didn't use your Tidebringer, which is fine, but you could have Tidebringered off of the Venge, and it would have hit the Spectre behind, and the Spectre would have taken more damage. Now, here's a good chance to use it. Okay, that's a good one. And then you need to X marks the Spectre. Too short. Okay, Spectre's running. Just go ahead and change the target. So there's no reason to chase this, unless you think you're really going to get the kill here. Okay, good cancel on the Polarity, actually. So that works out well. Deny this range creep. So you need to deny that range creep right there. You're not even trying to deny. I don't even know if you know what denies are, because you're not going for any of them. Like, that's a free deny right there. I'm wondering if maybe you just don't deny usually, and you haven't learned what that is. That was a really good double kill. That worked out nicely. But really, the reason that double kill worked out so well is because you have such a huge lead in last hits and farm. That was a good use of manual Tidebringer though. Alright, so now you're dead. TP mid. It's gonna be late, but okay. Vote onto nothing. That's unfortunate. It was an intimidation vote. Now you're back to your lane. What are you going for? You're going for drums. Okay. So you've got a Medusa on your team. You're going late game. You're probably thinking maybe you're going for earlier pickoffs with the Slark. That's okay. Just let people know, because I don't think the drums was discussed. It's fine, but it's really not the key item you need right now. Not that it's too expensive, but the little bit of stats are nice. The bracer's nice. The stick is good. The stick is late, but it's good now that you have it. But you should have had this much earlier in the laning phase. And then, of course, the decision not to go Ags is going to prove really unfortunate later. Alright, so it looks like laning phase is over for Kunkka. We'll go back and watch the Medusa. Alrighty, so Medusa's got 2 wards, 2 tangos, and stats. That sounds good. Pretty typical use of stuff. Okay, so this is a mistake here. So your team is posturing, you're holding these 2 wards, and you haven't planted them. You need to plant these wards immediately, because if the enemy mid, let's see if he actually planted his. If the enemy mid plants his first, he's going to see you run up with his. So, oops, let's play it a little bit. So he's got an observer ward, so it's lucky that he's also holding his. But not having it out early, you're burning 30 seconds of its life, but you're not going to see where it goes down, and he's not going to see, or you're not going to see where he's going to place his, and you're not going to see his approach for blocks and things like that. If you had ran out, put your observer ward down early, and then held the sentry, then you could have tried to deward his later. But you're basically going to be blocking the creeps, come up to this point, you're going to get into the middle of the river, Invoker's going to see you across the river, and he's going to check your inventory immediately, of course, and he's going to see that you have a observer ward, and anytime you place it in the area, he's going to know basically on what side of the river and what general vicinity the ward's on. So you should have taken all this dead time from like the negative 60 seconds to negative 30 seconds to race out here and slap that ward down on one of these 2 corners to watch for the basically the rune and the enemy ward. Because if you have your ward here, you spot him placing his on this side. If you have your ward here, you spot him placing it on this side, and then you don't even have to worry about it. He checks your inventory. He thinks you don't even have a ward, or maybe it's placed by a support, and he doesn't have any idea. By keeping it, you're going to have to move the tango up late, and it's just much more inefficient. So that's unfortunate. Alright, so we get the pause, you get a rune, some kind of fight going on, but you walk towards the fight a little bit, and then you miss your whole block. So Invoker's blocking, you're not blocking, you're not planting your wards, this is not a good start. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Invoker plants his ward immediately, and if you had yours or checked his inventory, you would have seen that. I'm wondering if you caught it because of the creep. Doesn't look like you are, because you're not planting your sentry. Trying to aggro the creeps back onto your range, which is fine. You should get a range creep deny here. Alright. You thought about it. It's weird. Okay. Thought about going for the last hit and then didn't. Now he denies his range creep, so you're... Okay. That's an unfortunate miss. Okay, so you got 2 out of 3. Still don't have your wards down. And so part of the benefit of having the wards down is you get these out of your damn inventory, and you could have brought your stat items up, but now you're just holding stat items in your pocket for nothing. Whereas of course the wards don't give you any kind of stats, so this is kind of weird. You should get to deny that, that's good. Should have denied that. Or last hit it. Deny and last hit. Okay, that was a very easy miss you should have had. It's good to plant the observer while he's running away, so he probably didn't see that. And you do get the D ward finally. That's good. Alright, you need to stand at the top of the stairs if you want to try and deny those, because you're going to have the uphill miss. You're going to miss. You're going to have a chance of not even getting it, even if you time it right. Yeah, okay, so you're just giving up on that one. You should stay close, because if he hits this one, you want to get the second one. Oh, right there. Hit it. Okay, good. One more right now. Okay. Denied it on you. Good. So staying even. 8 to 8. That's not bad. Good use of the snake. You could aggro these creeps back. Since they're already in tower range, you might as well just aggro them back onto you. Deny. Start prepping this one for a deny. So you got the last hit, but you could have denied that one uncontested. You still got it. This is a mistake, so now you got another Iron Branch in your inventory. You're standing here doing nothing, AFK, and you got wasted stats in your backpack. Okay, finally move it up, that's good. Not even trying to contest. You should be looking for a snake right there. When he walks up to that wave, that was your chance to get another free snake. This is good, prep that. You're prepping the wrong thing. That was an okay snake. It was out of order, so it hit the range group first. That's good. I'm surprised he didn't deny that on you. You need to be prepping the deny so that you can get the last hit uncontested. He's starting to get a little advantage on you on last hits, and it's you're not prepping the last hits or enough. You're just waiting for the creeps to naturally battle each other out. But a big part of denying and lasting correctly is knowing when to throw in an early hit that you know isn't even close, just to basically make it harder for him to choose which creep he's going to go for. That's an easy one. You gave away that deny. Prep that for nothing. You should be going for a stack at some point, or at least clear your small camp. You're blocking, which is okay. It's fine. Now you're just hitting the range. Why are you hitting the range creep right now? There's no reason for you to. If you had hit a third one on that, you would just let him deny it for nothing. Okay, you're trying to kill it with the snake. Really, you should be trying to use the snake to hit the invoker. So the huge advantage of the snake with this much damage is you should be getting a huge amount of damage and nuking the invoker down to half his life with the snake. So a properly timed Mystic Snake is doing what? Let's see, 120 damage jump to 35%, jumps 4 times. So you could be getting like a 300 something damage nuke on the invoker if you're hitting them. But you keep prepping the range creep, so you're only using your snake to get that one. You could be doing both. So that's unfortunate, because one of the big benefits of Medusa mid is you do get to basically destroy the enemy laner if you get the snakes right. Okay. I'm gonna position a little bit. You should have just stacked that instead, but whatever. Okay. So you're really just using the snake to secure last hits, which is alright. This is a big mistake. Swap boots out for a tango. Okay, so that was also a minor mistake. You shouldn't swap out the branch. The branch's stats, the second tango has no stats. And you can't use them both at the same time because of the way they're, they have a cooldown. So you need to put one of those tangos in your backpack and pick the branch up. Really don't like using your snake offensively. That's a shame. So you're getting the last hit with it on the range creep, which I guess is better than not getting the range creep at all, but you're missing out on a huge part of Medusa. Or Medusa mid, really. Yeah, Invoker's way ahead of you now. So Invoker's, what, 35? You're 26? It's a huge disadvantage at 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm not going to be here for this. You're going to throw the snake. It's going to miss again. Well, you actually got the Forge Spirit, which is better. Alright, that was an easy one. You should have had that. Alright, you're doing this like... Yeah, you shouldn't be sitting there trying to animation cancel your attack for like a full second beforehand. You're wasting time. Nobody sits there and then constantly spams S as they're trying to attack to try and get a last hit. You should be moving around, trying to get a hit on the enemy. Okay, so you're not stacking. You're just going to clear these by themselves. Interesting. I mean, it is a good use, a good placement, and a good use of both camps. These haven't been stacked before, so it's unfortunate they're a little low. Double Wraith Bands into Power Treads, okay. So there's 2 people mid, big snake opportunity, there you go. See? And right like that, Invoker goes from full health to like 2/3. So it was a good nuke. You've gotten a couple of those in the laning phase on him. Like if you threw another one, then he'd be down to half health, less than half health actually, and then you'd really be pressuring him. Okay, that one was a little late, so he walks away from it. That was a free missed last hit. See, you keep doing that thing where you're right-clicking, you're just spamming your S key to cancel it. You need to just learn to last hit at the right time instead of trying to constantly spam it. You know, it looks cool when your character is swinging their sword like 100 times in a little micro dance or something, but you're wasting time. You could be prepping another last hit, or you could be harassing the enemy mid laner. The use of snakes to try and clear this small camp is very inefficient. If you stack it and it's a double small camp, maybe. But 170 mana just to try and get the... Oh, there you go. That was a big snake. That was your best one all game. So you took the Invoker down from 900 to 500 health because you actually got a correct snake bounce. See, that's perfect. And you're going to get another snake back in 6 seconds. See, now, the proper way to play Medusa mid is you do that twice to him. You hit that snake bounce, he goes from 900 all the way down to 500. You do it again, and he's at 200 health, and he's basically bullied out of lane. So that's really the way you should play Medusa mid. Huge advantage. You can absolutely destroy him. Okay, looks like you're going to run for another pair of single camps here. Okay, see, now that was a good use of the snake because you got the efficiency of hitting 2 creeps worth. You should be walking in between those hits. So the fact that you're hitting it and just standing still is inefficient. You should hit, animation cancel, take a step, hit, animation cancel, take a step. You get a little further this way so you get to your lane faster, but more importantly, you're canceling the backswing animation of your attack. If you just stand there and you hit without moving, then you're wasting a lot of time because your character is doing an animation that doesn't matter. Okay. That may have been a snake opportunity there. It would have been low. If he stays, this is a good one. No, he's a little far. I'm not sure. Okay, that was good. So snake took out half of his life. That's fantastic. Unfortunately, looks like someone else is going to TP in, so Lion's not going to be able to save you on that or help you get a kill here. You're attacking from low ground here, just a smidge, it looks like. I think it'll still work. You should get a kill here. Oh, you just don't have that much damage. You didn't walk in between your attacks, and so you don't have the range for a snake now. So that's what I'm talking about with animation canceling. You definitely want to keep walking up. Let's see if that kills him. No, he ghost walks on you. That's a shame. But you should have gotten the kill there if you had animation canceled and basically orb walked your attacks. But when you're attacking, you tend to stand still, and it lets them get away, or get further away than they should. Alright, what's going on now? Okay, another missed snaked. Let's go back to perspective. Raindrops, that's fine. Going for a Dragon Lance. I think laning is probably about done for you too. Good timing on the on this farm there. That was nice. You're not overtaking the Invoker just because of your jungling, which is good. Eat this last Tango, so you're down 300 some health, and you got Tango. That's basically, at this point, you're starting to get away from the point where you need a shared Tango, and you're not going to get any value of this. And this Tango is probably, I'm just going to predict it right now, this Tango is going to sit in your inventory and get ignored and forgotten about for a long time. And you basically wasted the value of it. Whereas if you ate it now, you'd at least be able to tank some of it into these creeps that are going to attack you. Yeah, looks like laning's probably over. You did get a solid lead on them Invoker. Let's see what your worth is. Second network, he's ahead of you. That's mostly probably because of Sunstrike kills, though, honestly. I think he's got like 3 Sunstrike kills here. So you're not stacking these, which is fine. Still getting the efficiency of double, but... Alright. Let's go ahead and switch to the carry's perspective. This is a really damn long video. Alrighty. Slark. 2 sets of tangos. Wait, go back. Slark. Okay. Oh, look at you. 2 sets of tangos, stats, Quelling Blade. That's fine. Alright, so these are the hits that were unfortunate. At this point, you need to turn around, back off, so you're not going to get the Ogre here. Axe has been healing. You get body block right there. And now you're in trouble. You're way too low. You should be telling Dazzle to give you your salve basically as soon as you get to the top of the steps, because then you can break left. But because the axe is chasing you, and he still hasn't poisoned you, you're probably fucked. Yep. So you could have cut through. So the good thing about having a Quelling Blade on Slark is you should be using your Quelling Blade to kill that tree and then run straight to your tower. The fact that you ran up here was inefficient because it lets an Invoker predict where you're going to be for the Sunstrike, and it takes you longer to get back to the tower, which gives you extra health regen and armor. So you want to basically beeline straight for the tower, and if that means Quelling Blading a tree on your way in, that's fine. Okay, good. Let's see how this goes. Basically giving up on this range creep, that's unfortunate. You missed a free deny there, that's big. Grammar position's a little weird, but okay. That was a free last hit. You should have prepped it and gotten that one. Okay, you got that one. Alright, three's... You're at 3, Axe's at 4. Alright. It's unfortunate that the wave is way out of position like this. Okay, good idea to rotate on the Ogre. This is excellent. Good pounce. What is this camera position? Like, he was way off screen when you were in that fight. Camera position is weird. We should have gotten a free couple hits on the axe right there. Build up some stacks. Okay, went for the last hit set. Should have poisoned. You didn't poison there. You can pounce to bait the poison out from your support if he's not paying attention. Good last hit. Missed that one. That was a freebie. Good one. Yeah, you probably figured he's dead anyway. Good last hit. Deny. Good. Okay, so your last is getting better now. And deny. Yep. Alright, so you got that whole wave perfectly. 53 seconds. You should contest that pull since you saw it. But you let him get the pull off anyway, which is unfortunate. Missed the pounce, and that was probably not a great dark pact either. You ate that clap for nothing. Pull the creeps away from the bear. Nope. Okay, now you got to go back for the bear. Good poison. You wasted your pounce earlier. And really, you want to be using your pounce with the poison. If you pounce and he doesn't poison, or he doesn't poison while you pounce, then you guys are screwing it up. Because that lane combo is pretty high damage, but not if you only do half of it. Okay, you're pulling the creeps back for I don't know what reason. That was weird. But, like, there's no reason to aggro them off your range creep. You basically saved this range creep's life by aggroing those creeps back just there. Now you're tanking a lot of damage that really this guy should be tanking. You're down 50 mana or 50 health, and this range creep should be deniable, but because you pulled them off that range, you basically gave it away for free. You need to be cutting these branches here with your Quelling Blade so that you and Dazzle can both cut between these waves. I talked about that earlier for Dazzle. This tree, and that tree should all be dead right now. There's no reason for you to leave those waves open. Because you're falling behind like this, it's not as big of a threat that Axe is going to use those trees to basically invade you. Does he have a Quelling Blade himself? Oh shit. Started drawing on the screen. Okay, he doesn't, but it's more important that you can escape rather than the Axe can chase you through the trees. Because it looks like you're escaping more than you should be. Alright, so now you're really low. Get that out of Tango. Don't die, don't pounce here, that's bad. You're gonna pounce, you're dead. This is... Yeah, that's a shame. Wasn't enough poison on him to finish that up. Dazzle's gonna get a couple last hits. Get that one. Oh, we missed. I don't know why Dazzle just walked away there. Yeah. Okay. Terrible position. Good prep. Creep. Should not pounce or dark pack here. It's good. Just build up stacks. Hit him a couple times. Get the free stacks, especially since Dazzle's coming in. And now you're just dancing behind the wave because you're too scared to play, and it's just unfortunate because you're so behind in levels because the way the lane's been played out. That's an unfortunate deny. You should have had that. You probably shouldn't be prepping that creep that early, but whatever. So you missed the range creep deny. Alright, defensive pounce, that's fine. I don't hate that. Good last hit. Missed that one. You ran around the tower the long way. Just kind of odd. Yep, aggro those creeps back, kill off this range creep. Now see, you need to bring them to the range. That's good. Deny that. Deny that. It's huge. See, you're hitting that last hit, but that last hit is worth less than the deny. You could deny it and then get that last hit still too, because that last hit was like 3 hits away, but instead you punched that one creep 3 times in the time span that you could have denied. You need to just go and take the small camp now. This is fine. Since line rotates in, it doesn't kill, but it's pretty inefficient use of your time. You didn't need to use your Dark Pact again there. It was costing you more of your life. You're close to 6, so I guess it's not as big of a deal. This is wasted. You got this Orb of Venom. How long has that been in your backpack? That's really concerning. This Orb of Venom. Okay, move it now. I wasn't paying attention to it earlier. Hope it wasn't there too long. That was weird. Yeah, no reason to prep those creeps like that. Now you just lost that. Yeah, okay. And now you're running from the ogre. This is bad. Yeah, if you're gonna sit there and hide, you either stay close enough to leech or you go for the small camp. This is good harass though. Good harass, move around, move walk with them. How are you off screen like that? Like you're not even looking at the screen. That is super weird. Okay, so this fight's way over here. Ogre's here, you're hitting him, your screen is still here. This is player perspective. Ogre's off screen. How are you are you not using edge pan? You should be smacking that left side of your screen with your mouse and pushing your screen away. Now, like look at this, you have no idea where Ogre is. That guy disappeared completely. You were just auto-attacking whatever the last target was. It was extremely inefficient to play off-screen like that. It's just weird. Alright. Going for a power treads. Okay, cool. I don't think he got allowed battle, he got Orb of Venom. That's a shame. If the Ogre is out of position a little bit more, that's good. Right, you're stacking yourself. That's excellent. You should hit that. You should kill the small one. Yeah, you get those small ones before they get back to the camp. Yeah, no reason to hit that. Take the small camp here. Should be pulling the small camp. Okay, so that was unfortunate. So this wave is going out of position. So that, alright, you're doing that. That's good. Right here in this spot, your wave. Let's get the free camera. So your wave is way back here, coming up. Wave is pushed way out here. This is the equilibrium. You can't fight this. You're scared of that spot. You don't like to go in and dive here, which makes sense because Axe is probably just going to delete you. Dazzle is running this way for whatever reason. So we talked about this on the Dazzle part of the replay. In pub games, if your support is not playing efficiently, sometimes you have to play for them. So you did the right thing here. You stacked this camp. Now that Dazzle is going to run to this lane and soak up this XP and maybe steal one of these last hits, you got to find something else to do. So you can either run after Dazzle, chase him in like you're about to do, and leech XP and get a tiny fraction of value for your time, or you can go up to this small camp, you can kill it, or you can stand here and aggro it back into this wave and then kill this small camp, farm it, deny a couple of these creeps, and then get this equilibrium fixed, because over here this is a terrible position. You want these creeps to be somewhere up in this area. So if you pull the small camp when your support isn't doing it for you, you're going to single-handedly fix your own fucking lane. You can't trust the support all the time. These guys are going to misplay, so it's better for you to do some supporty things like you did with the stacking, but also stack and pull this small camp as well, because it saves your equilibrium. You're not getting the benefit of this wave anyway, so at least if you fix the next wave, you can get the benefit of the wave when it comes back up here, and then Dazzle will just do whatever the hell he's doing and soak some stuff. But it looks like you're about to run into the wave with him, and it's just a waste of time for both of you, and the equilibrium is still going to be in the wrong spot. Okay. No kill potential here. You've hit Axe like 5 times, and Axe still has all of his life. 8 times. 8 hits on Axe, 8 right clicks, and you've done absolutely nothing to him. He's got a Vanguard, a ring, and an armor ring. So you smacked Axe 8 times and did no damage. Which is actually kind of funny. So basically at this point, because Axe has the Vanguard, you can't hit Axe ever again, basically. It's not worth your time unless you're just trying to farm stacks off of him. Looks like you're dead here too. Okay, so you use your... Was that you looking off screen or was that me? Yeah, I'm confused. Okay, so in the middle of the fight while you're about to die, you actually jumped and looked off screen. I don't know if that was a misclick on your mini-map or what. But that was weird. You shouldn't be looking in other lanes as you're about to die. That's a waste of your time. Axe misses the call and then still spins you. Which is a shame. I don't think you had a pounce either yet. No pounce was on cooldown, so that's fine. This is a very poor use of your first ultimate, unfortunately. Once you started hitting Axe and you see that he takes no damage, you just need to stop hitting him. You need to switch targets to the Ogre or back out of the fight. Because you're not building stacks at that point. You're losing more damage from the Axe counter Helix spin than you are from stealing his agility. So you either hit the Ogre, who you can actually do some damage to, or you run away and go farm something else. Like right now, you're smacking the Axe and you're doing no damage. Like this is silly. You're losing more life to every counter Helix than you are in the damage you're doing with the Axe. And now you're dead again. Once you see the Axe has the Vanguard, you really have to give up on that target. This Vanguard ruins your whole laning presence when you're so far behind. if you had, you know, negative armor, if Dazzle had maybe like a Blightstone or a Solar Crest, maybe that works out. But Dazzle having pure, like, Jakiro-looking items doesn't really work out for trying to fight that. Alright, let's go back to perspective. This Mango is to sit. Now you're jungling. Okay, that's good. Honestly, jungling is probably the best thing to do in this terrible setup. Okay. And then this is what I was talking about for the mid laner, where you attack and move a little bit in between. It's okay. Well, now you stop doing it, so it's not a good example. But okay, now you're just standing still and attacking this player. Maybe you're going to bot for some farm. That's fine. Farm over here. You're going for Echo Saber into a Silver Edge. Okay. Big fight. Yeah, you probably should just keep farming at this point. That fight's over, and even if it's not over, you need to be farming. And you keep going back. Like, you changed your mind like 3 times there. You should have decided not to come to the fight. Then when you saw it was going bad, you should have bailed. And then you saw it was lost, you should have bailed. Now you're just getting chased out. So that's an inefficiency. If you would just farm that whole time, you'd be like 4 camps further ahead. What's your net worth? Ooh, really bad. 4,200. You are way down that list. Okay. Good. Not quite half, but basically half of the lead. That's not excellent. Okay, so this is an inefficiency. Your Quelling Blades in your backpack, and your Tangos in your inventory. You need to swap those out. You need to eat that Tango or give it away to somebody, because obviously you don't need it with your 6. But not having the Quelling Blade while you're trying to farm is a huge mistake. You do 88 damage, and this gives you another, what, 20 something? Okay, 15, they nerfed it. But still, if you're going to have a Quelling Blade, you need to use it for your farming. Oh, hopefully you get this. Why is your camera off screen? This is terrible camera work, too. Like, you're always looking off screen or chasing someone off the edge of your screen. It looks really weird, and you can't keep up with what's going on in the fight. You have no idea what's happening on the edge. Spot. You probably could have dodged that by sidestepping, but you should still get this. Nope. Axe fucks it up for you. Terrible. Yeah, Dazzle needs like a 4-staff or a Glimmer. I don't know what Dazzle is going for here, but it's not an excellent choice. Arcane Boots, okay, that's fine. Really doesn't have any gold. Alright, so I think laning is over for Slark, and now we're going to go to basically general replay analysis for the entire team. So let's just kind of take a look at what everyone has right now. Let's see the items. Where are your fucking items? Okay. So, little behind in net worth. You guys are down how much? 3K? Okay. Kunkka has drums, and he's going for his AC. That's not excellent at all, because you're not taking a lot of physical damage. The axe is pure damage. The Invoker's magic damage. The Venge and the Ogre magic damage. And you don't have enough stuns in these team fights. So AC before Ags on Kunkka is a big mistake here. Dusa, double Wraith Band, Dragon Lance, and then Yasha. That's okay. It's probably going into like a Manta or something. It's either like that or you finish Arcane Pike, but I don't mind this. This looks good. Dazzle, you're just broke, so I understand you not having money for anything. That's unfortunate. You're still trying to finish the Arcanes. But ideally, you should be working on a Glimmer Cape. At least have like the first item of a Glimmer Cape started. Lion's probably still trying to save up for a Blink Dagger, but at this point he has to probably abandon that idea, and he has to get a 4-staff or a Glimmer Cape, especially since Dazzle has nothing. Slark has Treads, okay, Blitz Knuckles, and 1 Wraith Band. So really unfortunate farm at this point. Slark is 10, Deuce is 14, Kunkka's 13. Kunkka's been having a really good game, actually. Kunkka's really shut down the Spectre, at least early on, had a huge lead over him, so Kunkka's probably the best position out of everybody on the team right now. Invoker's got his Orchid, Midas, Spectre, Midas, so 2 Midases on their team. Ogre, I think Ogre goes for Midas later, doesn't he? He's got Arcanes, so he's doing better on support. Vengeance Tranks probably should be going for an Aether Lens next. Axe has Blink, looks like he's working on a Blade Mail, and then the Vanguard that'll turn into a Crimson Guard later. So pretty unfortunate looking disadvantage for now. We should see what the team fights go like. Should be a couple bad smokes in here if I remember correctly. Kunkka's up here, farming the lane. Dazzle's hanging out in the jungle. Deuce's farming. Lion's defending a tower. Slark is looking for... Okay, so Dazzle's trying to stack. Slark kind of blocked one of those, which is unfortunate. He's doing his thing. I think Medusa was real picky that she gets all these stacks, which is unfortunate because now Deuce's the carry. Okay, interesting choice. Vamp Fangs for someone. Imp Claw instead. Okay, that's fine too. Kunkka's running from the axe. Might be a team fight breaking out here. 4 of them, 3 of you. You guys should get out, yeah. So I was way too late. You guys stayed too long. You knew that you were out of position. So being there was unfortunate. Lion misses the stun, kills the reward, but looks like this fight is starting terribly. Yeah, at this point you guys need to leave and just farm. You give up the tier 1, so that mid tier 1 should die at this point anyway. It's not a big deal. You guys should be taking the bottom tier 1 and basically trading jungles. And now Dazzle's also dead for nothing. Slark is in the area. He shouldn't even be there. He needs to run away and farm. Alright, so that was a really bad team fight. Seduce and Slark basically going to spend the rest of the game fighting for farm. I think Kunkka even takes some of the farm too. And, not a lot of ganks. So Kunkka's, boat is on a really short cooldown. 1 minute should be ganking people a lot more. That was a good kill. That's excellent. You should be trying to do that basically every 60 seconds with the Slark and the Kunkka. Slark, Kunkka, and 1 support basically gets a kill. Everyone's sticking together. This is inefficient. Looks like something's going on bottom here. Looks like there's actually going to be a fight breaking out. They TP in to defend. You guys are finally forcing it. Lion's hiding. He's there. Kunkka's getting close. You guys get a boat on this guy and he's screwed. Double stun. Lion or Kunkka's really far. And you guys bail. Okay. They start coming in. Everyone's out. And Kunkka dies. Not yet. Save. Where's that boat? That boat was already done, yeah. Deuce is in, but too late now. Kunkka's dead. Slark is trying to kill a support. Got one. That other one. Ooh, big call for the axe. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, this is a bad fight now. Lion buys back. Interesting. A lot of really low health people, but I think the Lion's going to be able to save it. Yeah, fight's over. Okay. Everyone's here. This is inefficient. Slark needs to go back to the jungle. The supports can stay here. Slark should be farming. Kunkka goes mid, clears that out, pushes. Slark TP's in the middle of the river. That was wasted, and of course loses his TP for nothing. Okay, everyone's fighting for jungle farm. This is really bad. Okay. Support's hanging behind Medusa. There's a smoke, here we go. I think this is the first smoke I've noticed all game. Kunkka gets a boat catch. Ogre, it's unfortunate, but kills a kill at this point. Slark should be here to get the stack. The fact that Slark is the one in the gank and not the Medusa is probably a mistake. Slark should be here getting the stack, and Medusa should be the one jungling. But you get a kill out of it, so whatever. Pressure this tower, you should probably leave. That's a really bad boat. Optimistic. Yeah. It's nice that you didn't have to use the boat, and that was really late for Slark. Slark runs in as everybody else runs out. That's a huge mistake. After the boat, now the whole team has responded. Ogre buys back, and that was really unfortunate calls all around. Okay. You guys are gonna take a free tier 1, maybe a tier 2. They smoke onto you. Everyone else is running, farming. Supports are hiding in base. Cores are trying to sneak out and farm. Okay. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think at this point we just get strangled to death when we lose. There's not really a whole lot else for me to watch here. We go over some of the minor replay differences. There was one good team fight where we did pull it back, and I kind of want to see that. They're bad fights, but there was one fight where we actually almost team wiped them. You can see it. There are a lot of really awkward gank attempts on our team. They're grouped in tighter than we are, and the Slark isn't able to solo anybody. I'm pretty sure that the fight I'm waiting for is down here. Okay, so we smoke out. Smoke ends in nothing, I imagine. Yeah. Okay. That's actually not bad. So Slark is on the wrong side of the map, not helping. Fight is going on. Line is too far away, not helping. The fight's actually going okay considering no one's here. Slark shows up. Should be going in. I don't know why you're not hitting anything. Slark is watching. He gets immediately disarmed, and okay. That was weird. Yeah. So very late arrival for some of the team there. I think the next fight is the last good one. That's what we'll end on. I think there's one good fight that we get where we smoke out and kill a bunch. Should be this one right here. Yep, okay, we smoke out. Alright, instant disable on the Invoker. That's excellent. Good stuff. This is a good fight for us. That brings it back. Alright, so now we're only down 19,000. And I think we lose everything else from here. Yeah, I don't think this works out. See? Nothing. Alright, we'll go ahead and end the replay video here. This was a really long one. So basically what ended up happening was we got strangled too early, pushed back toward jungles, lost the lanes, and ideally the Juice of Strat would have scaled greater, after that 39-minute mark, whatever it is, but we ended up losing so early that unfortunately that wasn't a thing. Alrighty. That is it for this week's Battle Cup.